Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Yoyis, and on my channel I teach you guys everything lash extensions related. So for today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to get this very subtle wispy cat eye volume set. And for today's products, I'm going to be using the London Lash curved tweezer. This is the number 5 for my fan making. I'm going to be also using the London Lash the number 2 curved tweezer, and this is going to be the inner corner isolation. Also the London Lash number 1 tweezer, and I'm going to be using this for isolation throughout the lash line. So I'm also going to be using my Next Care Blue sensitive tape, hands down the best tape for taping down the bottom lashes. I love this. So good. I am also going to be using these disposable micro swabs from London Lash. I love that the tip is very long. And for the glue, I'm going to be using the Royal Bond. This is a 0.1 second dry time glue. It's very fast. It's meant for more experienced lash artists. It gives you the best retention. I am also going to be using the London Lash Super Bonder and Primer. These are a must for me. I can't lash without them. And I am also going to be using the London Lash TEFLON eye pads. These are amazing. They're pretty tiny, but trust me, once they are on, they do not budge. And to clean my client's lashes, I'm going to be using the cleanser and protein remover wipes. These are going to help pretty much clean the lashes. And can we check out this lash tile? It sits at an incline, so it helps pretty much with hand support. I love this lash tile. So for the lashes, I'm going to be using the London Lash Mayfair Lashes. This video is pretty much everything London Lash, just because I am living for them right now. I am going to be using the CC Curl 0.05 in the mixed tray. So you guys already know I always have to start off with cleaning my client's lashes. Normally I go in with a foam wash, but I just got these in and I wanted to check them out, see what they were all about. So they're pretty much like a makeup remover wipe, but without it being makeup remover, if you know what I mean. So pretty much this is gonna remove all the oil and residue that is on your client's lashes. Say they had eye creams or any kind of facial creams that pretty much rubbed onto their eyelids. This helps remove everything and just pretty much get your clients prepped and ready to go. So now I'm going to be going in with the Teflon eye pads that I was talking about. These are amazing. I love them, especially for clients with teary eyes. My client always cries, always cries no matter what, so I have to use these. That way they don't move at all. So I am also going to be using the Blue Next Care sensitive tape, like I mentioned, to make sure that those eye pads just stay down. These two combination together, the eye pads and the tape, trust me, your clients with watery eyes, clients that talk a lot, these eye pads are not going to move once they are on. Perfect. I love them. And since my client does have watery eyes, like I mentioned, I pretty much just ripped up this lint-free wipes that I use for my glue. I like to use them for clients that do have watery eyes. I've talked about it in some of my previous videos. So I like to cut it in half and just place it on the outer corner on my iPad. That way it catches the tears, so you don't have to be sitting there wiping the tears away. It pretty much just does the job for you. So now with those two micro swab brushes, I am going to start priming her lashes, and I like to take them from the back and from the front. I feel like it's a lot easier to prime your client's lashes, especially for a full set, because you could just really just get in there. As you can see, I'm not doing this in any specific way. I'm just making sure that her lashes are fully coated with this primer, and this is pretty much just gonna remove any excess oils that the primer pads the cleanser pads didn't remove. So now I'm just fanning her dry. You have to make sure that the lashes are completely dry before you start the application, because you don't want to be placing glue on wet lashes. Okay, so now for the eye mapping, I apologize because I told myself I was going to do a simple map that you guys can easily follow along, but somehow I always end up making it complicated. I am very sorry. So I pretty much started off right in the middle. I sectioned it off right in the middle, and I am going to be sectioning it off into 6 sections. So pretty much we're going to do 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 as the bottom layer or filler length, since this is a wispy set. And at the top row, I'm going to be doing 11, 12 in section 8, 12 and 13 in section 9, 13 and 14 in section 10, and then 14 and 15 in section 11, and 15 and 16 in section 12. And for the last section, I'm going to be doing 17 and 16. So normally I like to do one single length of spikes for each section, but for this time I decided to do 2 lengths in each section just because I wanted to see a little bit of different dimension. So I'm going to be doing 2 of the 17 in section 13 and 116 right in the middle. So I'm pretty much going to be following the same pattern all throughout. So again, for section 12, I'm going to be doing 216 and 115. So if I confused you, I am very, very sorry, but I am going to be showing you exactly step by step exactly what I did. That way you are able to achieve this look as well. So if you do struggle with getting your lashes stuck to the iPad, I recommend to tape them up just a little bit off the iPad. That way it ensures that you don't get any glue or lashes stuck to that iPad. So I'm going to show you guys real quick how easy it is to make a spike. You pretty much just grab a couple lashes. I will say about 5 to 7 little lashes. Pull it off the strip like if you were pulling a classic lash. Simple as that. You're going to dip it in your glue. And I like to use these flower cups just because when I dip it in the glue, I like to have my bases very snatched, very put together. So I like to pretty much just rub it back and forth inside that little slit, and that pretty much just closes that base and makes sure that the base is snatched. Look at that. So beautiful. I love it. So now I'm just going to be showing you guys exactly how I place a spike. It's so simple. It's like placing a classic lash. So pretty much you're going to dip it in your glue again, because now that lash is nice and dry and that spike is not going to open up or move out of place. So now you're just going to place it and try to get it about 1 to 2 millimeters out of the lash. That way it's right, like as close as you can to the lash line without actually placing it on the lash line. You definitely don't want it too far out, because then it's just going to cause too much weight on the lash. So what you do on one eye, you are pretty much going to do on the other eye. You want to make sure that both eyes are symmetrical and the spikes look very similar. So I get a lot of questions on how it is that I know exactly where to place a spike. Honestly, I don't. I just go in there and just start placing spikes. So when it comes to a cat eye, if you place the last spike all the way on the outer corner without actually being the last lashes, so I would say the last 2 or 3rd lash on the outside, you're going to place that spike there, and that pretty much is going to be the foundation of where to go from there. So as you can see, now that I know where the first one is at, I'm going to go about 2 to 3 lashes next lash, if that makes sense. So as you guys can see, I am just struggling trying to isolate here. I struggle sometimes too. It's not just you. And now I'm just going to place another spike. As simple as that. It's like placing a classic lash. I recommend to use both your tweezers when it comes to isolation. It's so hard when you try to use just one tweezer. So use your tools, use your fingers, use whatever you can to help you isolate. And I'm just here making sure I'm holding it for a couple seconds, making sure that glue is completely dry before I move to the next one. I like to work both eyes at the same time because then it gives that extension that you just placed enough time to dry. So when you come back, it's already dry. So you're able to work around that section. So I'm showing you guys going back and forth, and then now I'm going 2 to 3 lashes over and then placing another spike. So I'm pretty much just adding spikes on the first layer. If you add spikes on the first layer, it pretty much just lifts them and makes sure that they are lifted and you could easily see them. If you start putting spikes on the bottom row, it's gonna blend in with the shoulder lengths and the filler lengths that you're gonna go in with later. So I like to do the spikes first and then just fill her up later with the shorter lengths to kind of give it that dimension, that spikiness that you're looking for. So again, place your spikes on the first row. If you want it extra spiky, extra wispy, then yeah, you know, just do your thing, add as many spikes as you want. But here I am just adding 3 spikes within each section. So pretty much what I did, is I went in with 17, 16, 17. And that's what I meant about doing 2 lengths within each section. So for 12, I'm going to be doing 16, 15, 16. For section 11, I'm going to be doing 15, 14, 15. For section 10, I'm going to be doing 14, 13, 14, and then so on. So you're pretty much just going to follow that pattern. Technically, you don't have to do this. You could just go in with the longer length and just add one if you just feel like it. Like I said, I'm doing 3 spikes for each section, and I'm just showing you guys here how close I am placing it to the lash line. You do not want it so far out, and you don't want it on the actual lash line, because then that's going to cause irritation. I also wanted to mention that my client, for some reason, her eyes were just so jittery. She kept opening them. As you guys can see, they're just fluttering. If you do struggle with clients fluttering their lashes like this, where they just don't stop moving, they're opening up, I recommend to use the penny or the dime trick. You pretty much tape a quarter, dime, nickel to their eyes, and this will just ensure that their eyes stop fluttering and stop opening up the way that my client is. But I have experience with this, so it didn't really bother me. When it did get a little too extreme, I would just put my finger on her eyelid to pretty much just tell her it's okay, calm down, like just breathe a little bit. But yeah, here I am just going and adding the rest of the spikes. So I am gonna add some cute little music here for you guys. You guys know the drill, and when I need to come back and talk a little bit more, I will. Okay, so now that I finished off placing the spikes, I am now going to show you guys exactly how many lashes to grab and how to place a fan. And I pretty much just like to grab about 7 little lashes, and here I'm just showing you guys that I like to pinch as I go. And these tweezers are heaven sent. I'm telling you guys, curved tweezers are hands down the best kind of tweezers to use, especially for fan making. So I am going to show you guys again how it is that I grab. I pretty much just grab a couple, make sure it's right on the seat spot, pull them, and then you're just gonna pinch until you get that desired look that you want. And sorry for the blurry video, I am a one-man team and I can't seem to get it together to save my life. So look at that beautiful little fan. So if you are struggling on how to make your fans, I do have a video on step by step exactly how it is that I make my fans. It's called How to Pinch Like a Pro. So definitely go check out that video. So now I am just gonna fill her up with the shorter lengths, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's all the bottom row lengths, and these are the filler lengths. I like to call them filler lengths just because you're just gonna fill her up with the filler links. So here I am just placing another fan, and again my fans are about 5 to 7D. I am going for a very subtle natural look, so the smaller you make your fans, the lighter they will be. And if you want more of a fuller look, then of course make your fans a little bit bigger. But since these are 0.05 lashes, I don't recommend to do such extreme fans because the weight is going to be too much. So the biggest I will ever go on a 0.05 is 7 lashes, and even sometimes that's a little too much. I know mostly for my channel I've done very dramatic, very dense full lashes, so for this time around I wanted to do something very subtle, very light, something very natural, but still give you that strip lash look. And man, these lashes came through. They're just so beautiful. They look dense, like when you're looking at it up close the way that I have it here, they just look dense and full and thick, and it looks like a lot of drama in volume. But when you open her lashes, they are just so light, so fluffy, so textured. It's just completely different from what you're looking at here. I know they look full, I know they look crazy, I know the fans look thick, but I promise you it's just the detail the camera is catching on to. But once she opens her lashes, you guys are going to see how beautiful they look. So my client does not have naturally full lashes, as you guys can see. That's how I was able to achieve 100%, well 99, because I don't lash the baby lashes. I was able to achieve such a light set just because she doesn't have that many lashes. She also went through like this crazy picking at her lashes because she was going through some stress type of deal. That's why she had a couple bald spots. So here I'm just showing you guys that I do like to make my fans as I go. I feel like a bunch of you guys think that I use pre-made fans because of the way that I edit, but I promise you guys I make my fans as I go. That way I could determine how many fans, how big to make my fans according to her natural lash. And I'm just showing you guys I'm going back and forth, working on both eyes at the same time. That way you don't get any stickies, because if you're working at one eye at a time, that's when stickies happen because you don't give that glue enough time to dry. So make sure to go back and forth. That way you know that you are making those eyes look very symmetrical. So yeah, I'm gonna add some music, let you guys enjoy a little bit more, and I will be right back. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up today's video. I am sealing those lashes, making sure that that glue is completely dry. This step alone is going to give you the best retention. It's going to maximize the hold on your glue. I'm telling you guys, Super Bonder is the way to go. No more misting, use Super Bonder. So yeah, I'm just going to fan her out, and that is pretty much it. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss out on future lash content. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.